Hey there, guys. This is Slamzoran, aka YouTube's Tasuke, and the surprises just keep coming. It was actually announced a little while ago. I'm a little late to the party, but it was announced that we're getting Warriors Orochi 4. They're actually making one, and it was also shortly announced that it's actually coming out in English. I. It usually takes them a while to announce the next Warriors game, regardless of what it is, to come out in English. I know they also just announced Fate Extella Link for an English release. I'm not going to do a video about that announcement, but that's coming, so play that and there'll be a review. But this is about Warriors Orochi 4, so we don't know too much about it. There's only been the one teaser. We know it's coming 2018. We can probably guess it's going to be on PS4, maybe PC, and I could see them putting it on Switch. And so far, we know that it's going to be Samurai Warriors 4, and a lot of people are saying Dynasty Warriors 8 because of how Zhao Yun looks. For me, it was kind of hard to tell. It does look kind of more like Dynasty Warriors 8, and that makes more sense because I feel like Dynasty Warriors 9, that's still pretty new. We don't know how long they've been working on this. This could have been like we're making this, but maybe let's try doing Warriors All Stars or something. And I'm gonna be making a lot of comparisons to that because I believe in my review I talked about how that could be sort of like our Warriors Orochi 4, that maybe like they're trying to just expand it, which I actually think was kind of a cool idea, especially given how much they have now. But this is cool too. For those who don't really know the difference, Warriors All Stars was kind of more like a mishmash of all the different Koei Tecmo stuff, and it didn't have every single Samurai Warriors and Dynasty Warriors character. Warriors Orochi 4 would have every single Samurai Warriors and Dynasty Warriors characters, possibly even then some, because by the time we got to Ultimate, we had like a bunch of different guest characters. We even had Sophidia from Soul Calibur just out there, just because, which was kind of cool. But yeah, so far it seems to be just Samurai Warriors 4 and Dynasty Warriors 8. I'm okay with that. I like the Dynasty Warriors 8 designs, and I'll go ahead and say I think the gameplay of Dynasty Warriors 8 is better than 9. So I would, I'm happy to have those versions of the characters. I'm guessing it's going to be sub only, so I'm not even going to bring up oh man, the voice acting of 9. We'll get to that when we get to that. I'm still kind of working on that one. I technically could review it now, but I want to kind of have a little more time with it to kind of you'll understand when I talk about it. But in regards to Samurai Warriors, I'm more or less cool with that, because that way we'll get Nobuyuki and whatnot. I was kind of hoping they would have maybe done like Dynasty Warriors 8 and Spirit of Sonata, ideally. And I know I just kind of shit talk Dynasty Warriors 9, but I would have loved Dynasty Warriors 9 and Spirit of Sonata. I think that would have been cool. Though since Spirit of Sonata is more or less it's like an offshoot of Samurai Warriors 4, I feel like we still could get some stuff. Probably Old Man Masayuki. Probably not Old Man Yukimura. Maybe Sasuke. It's probably some of the more original characters, and I would love for them to throw them in, like Shingen's son. I think Katsuyori was his name, Katsuyori Takeda, and Hidetaka Ieyasu. Sorry. Him as well. That would be cool. Probably in their young forms, maybe. Obviously, in Katsuyori, it has to be his young form because who dies. But I'm looking forward to having because that's one thing I kind of was like about Warriors All Stars. It doesn't have all the characters, and you've kind of been spoiling us with the previous ones by giving us all the characters and then some. I understand that obviously they couldn't really do that here. But still, I think it would have been cool if they did that. But we're getting Warriors Orochi 4, so that kind of makes up for it. And if you've been keeping up with the naming scheme, they are calling Warriors Orochi 4 in Japan Muso Orochi 3. They're doing because like 3 was 2, and R2 was like some like it was apparently like some sort of like extension or spinoff of fucking the first one. I'm not really sure. I still need to add that one to my collection because that's like the one I actually played before 3. But I think it's gonna be cool. It'll be cool to see all these different characters, kind of come together. It'll give us more variety. I imagine it won't be like Warriors All Stars in that each character will have their respective play styles from their respective games. They'll probably do what they did in Warriors Orochi 3, where they take away the weapon swapping thing for the 8 people and give them like just sort of like a suit, like a little cool attack they can do, and give the Samurai Warriors people the same thing. And that's sort of like their neutral ground thing. The Samurai Warriors characters will still have like that hyper mode they'll go into, and then they'll do their Muso attack, whereas the Dynasty Warriors people will just do their Muso attack. Or it could just be completely different. Like maybe it's gonna be like, maybe it will in fact be like 9. That would be crazy. It's like, oh, we're using Dynasty Warriors 8 and Samurai Warriors 9, but we're having it play like Dynasty Warriors 9, mixed in with Spirit of Sanada. So it's not going to be open world, it's just going to be sectioned off little pieces, but it's going to be kind of open world. No, and yeah, really the only things I'm kind of hoping for out of this, from what we know so far, is some inclusion of some Spirit of Sanada characters. I would actually like it if they just include all of the original characters from Spirit of Sanada. So Sasuke, Masayuki, all that. Just throw them in, and maybe throw in. They'll probably throw in the guy from Godseekers, that guy in that tactical Dynasty Warriors game. He was like friends with Zhao Yun. They'll probably throw him in. They'll probably throw in all the like Neza, I think is that robot guy. Orochi, obviously. Daji, that weird chick. Sun Wukong will be there. And of course, fabled Minamoto no Yoshitsune will be there. Yoshitsune, that is. He'll be there. And just the other like characters. It would be kind of interesting. I'm trying to think of, because there was after the Three Kingdoms era, like there was it'd be cool if they actually throw in some post Three Kingdoms characters from the Dynasty Warriors side, just to kind of play around. That'd be cool. I actually would love that. Like if they maybe, because I think there was someone from Wu who eventually sort of like, I don't know, he did. I'd have to do more research because it's been a while, but I looked up like, what actually happened after the Three Kingdoms, and I don't mean like, like modern stuff. I'm talking like shortly after. That still sort of represents sort of like the shift in like the in politics and sort of like the changes of the times and whatnot. But the only other thing I really hope is like Yukimura's that song, Twin Cherry Blossoms from Samurai Warriors 4, and also Spirit of Sanada. I hope that gets an awesome remix. That's gonna sound badass. And maybe some more Spirit of Sanada music. I still listen to that soundtrack like every so often, like, and it's like every piece of music in that soundtrack sounds good to me. I actually have it downloaded. I'm just like, shit, I've been thinking about getting the treasure box for the PS3 version just so I can have a physical CD, and just so I can say, oh, I have the PS3 version, because yeah, there's a PS3 version. And at the moment, it's probably my favorite Warriors game. At least of like Samurai Warriors, what I am kind of leaning more towards Samurai Warriors these days, and I think it's just because like I just really like samurai history, and I think Yukimura's story is really cool. So who knows if they make a Samurai Warriors 5, which if they're making a Warriors Orochi 4, they probably will make a Samurai Warriors 5. Of course, playing Dynasty Warriors 9 is reminding me why I like Dynasty Warriors. Story-wise at least, but in world and music, all that stuff. But we'll get to that when the time comes. So I'm looking forward to this. Like I said, it's probably going to be on PS4, maybe PC and Switch. If it comes to Switch, that'd be cool if they threw in a Link from Hyrule Warriors. If they did that, I probably will get it on Switch. Though if it's a digital, then what I'll probably do is either get the PS4 version, play that, and then wait for like the Ultimate Edition comes out for the Switch version. Where like, because they'll probably do a few more versions, maybe, or then like it'll get a physical version. We could maybe see that go into like the PS5 era, and whatever Nintendo's next thing is possibly. Because that's kind of what happened with Warriors Orochi 3. The final one, Warriors Orochi 3 Ultimate, did eventually come out on PS4 and Xbox One. It had come out on Wii U as Warriors Orochi 3 Hyper, but that had some stuff, but they gave us all that stuff in Warriors Orochi 3 Ultimate and then some. And of course, that's the version I have currently installed on my PS3. So I only played the original and Ultimate. I completely skipped past Hyper because I heard the frame rate wasn't very good, and I could kind of see that in Hyrule Warriors as well, even though that was sort of a game built for the Wii U. Of course, now we're getting a Switch version of that. But it would be cool if he showed up, because his fighting style was kind of interesting, because he had both the he had both like the Samurai Warriors Muso attack and the Dynasty Warriors Muso attack, and I thought that was a cool way of doing it. How like he had it for like his two, like that was actually kind of cool, and he was fun to play as well. And I imagine he'd be really fun to play as, in this universe. If they were to do the Warriors All Stars thing and just sort of like neutralize all the fighting styles, give them all like the run, which they'll probably do anyway. I think they'll probably make some changes, as they probably should, and like give everyone the dodge roll, give everyone a cool attack they can do, and maybe have everyone have like the probably just the one Muso attack where it's like they don't do a hyper mode and they just go into it. They'll probably have more than one. I didn't mean that they're just going to have literally just one, but they'll probably, the type will be like the big attack, instead of like the, I'm going to go into like a Kaioken like thing, and then I'll do my move, or high tension if we're talking Dragon Quest, which I guess is more like Super Saiyan, but like Super Saiyan Kaioken, Super Kaioken if you will, Super Saiyan Purple Kaioken. But yeah, I'm pumped for this game. It was a nice little surprise. I thought that I was perfectly prepared to like wait for Warriors All Stars 2, and like, you know, we'd get like a few more characters, and they might switch some characters around in a new story. Like, I was perfectly fine with that, because I liked the game. I've heard some people say they don't like it, but I personally liked it. And, you know, I like Warriors Orochi as well, because, you know, Nick, AJ, and I, we played the Warriors games a lot, and we all kind of had like our different types that we liked. At the time, I was kind of a Dynasty Warriors person. Again, that's kind of changing a little bit. Nick was more Samurai Warriors. AJ ended up liking the One Piece one the best. But, you know, that's kind of where Warriors Orochi sort of came into play. We could sort of kind of come into our different styles. And even before he played the One Piece one, I think AJ liked Samurai Warriors best, maybe. I don't know. But, you know, that was sort of our way to kind of come together and play as all our characters. That was also 3 was also when I discovered how much of a fucking badass Yukimura is, because he's just so fun to play. I got him, and like I got him to like level 90 really quickly, because like he's just so fun to play as. That's the main reason why I sort of jerk him off all the time, because he's just so fucking fun to play as. Like he's really fun. Like, you know, that's one of the reasons why I'm kind of liking Jackie from Virtua Fighter, because I recently got Dead or Alive 5 last round for my PS1. I've been playing as him. I'm just like, holy fuck, he's really fun. He's like Liu Kang. He can do Jeet Kune Do. So like, I'm having a lot of, and I like Honoka as well, but that's again different subject. Though that being said, in terms of guest characters, because they probably will do some, I think it would be cool if they throw in the characters that they had from Warriors Orochi 3 into here. It doesn't have to be like the same ones. Like, they chose for the Trinity, for the Souls of Zilol, or for the Zilol games, they chose that Nemia guy, who's apparently like a recurring character in every single one. I think it would have been cool if they maybe had that Arceus guy. He seemed cool. And maybe like some other characters. Like they could maybe have Ryu Hayabusa. You know, who knows? Probably have Ayane then, and, you know, Kasumi. They could maybe throw in Honoka. You know, who knows? But it had Rachel, I believe, as well. in one of them. Like, I'd be down if they just had more characters. I think that's cool, especially considering, some at this point Ryu Hayabusa, the Ninja Gaiden guy. For those who didn't know, not that you wouldn't, but because obviously you know who Ryu Hayabusa is. But to get back to the point, he's got plenty of experience in the Warriors series, so they could just kind of like play around with that. Or if they they can have Mario in the Switch version. I think it would be best if they have like Link, maybe Zelda, or Sheik or somebody. It'd be cool if like they throw in some of the original characters from Hyrule Warriors in there too, if it comes to Switch. Or at least maybe just Link would be fine. I would probably use them. It would probably be a similar situation to Soul Calibur 2. I don't know if it would have the same kind of effect that game did, but it would definitely be really cool, and I probably would play it on and it would run well too. That's the thing. Like, it won't look as nice as the PS4 version, but not by much, I think. Especially since this has probably been worked on for a while. I seriously doubt they just announced it and they're all like, hey, that could be the case. Otherwise, they probably would have had a bigger trailer. Who knows? I've noticed that, like, I don't know. I don't really know. But regardless, I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, I hope they include some Spirit of Sonata stuff. I hope they keep up with the trend of having a few guest characters, maybe even all the same ones from Warriors Orochi 3, plus some new ones. If it has Link on it on the Switch version, if they make that, I'll probably get it, or I'll judge it based on what kind it is. Because I noticed the Switch has been doing like digital only for like a few different things, whereas I kind of prefer physical copies of things. And finally, I hope that they have a cool version of Twin Cherry Blossoms, or at least some cool remixes of like the Spirit of Sonata tracks. Obviously, they'll have cool remixes of these other songs. But, I think Warriors Orochi is mostly original music, too. That's sort of like a weird, like, if Dynasty Warriors is, orchestral Chinese music mixed in with rock, and Samurai Warriors is orchestral Japanese mixed in with techno, Warriors Orochi is orchestral music mixed in with, like, trance music, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of hard. It's been a while since I played Warriors Orochi, so I don't really have a good judge for the music. I would say for Warriors All Stars, it's like orchestral music mixed, or band music. Really, it's more like the band remixes rather, because it had a bigger kick to it, in my opinion. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this game. I'm definitely gonna pick it up day one. It'll be a nice little way to kind of get back into the Orochi world, and I'm all for more Warriors games. I know I've been playing a lot lately, but I like them. I love playing them, and Warriors Orochi's pretty lit, dog. Plus, then I can maybe have my old team back. I might even take out Muneshige Tachibana and put in Yukimura, because back then, like I said, Muneshige Tachibana was my favorite, though I low-key meant Yukimura. And I would use Yukimura a lot. Until I got Jahodun, and then I switched to him. But, yeah, we'll see. I might kind of play around. Uejine's going to be fucking beastly. Oh, he's going to be so fun to play as. I might just use him and Yukimura and just have a cheese team. No third person, just those two. But, yeah, if this game has online and you guys get it, we should totally play together maybe sometimes. I don't know. And, yeah, just let me know what you think in the comments if you give a shit, which, you might. But, yeah, this is pretty cool. And I'll see you guys later. This is Flames Around Tasuke signing out. See you later.